Peter Parker is stumbling into strange, uncharted waters. Can he be friends with an old foe? Well, let's hop into the pages of Amazing Spider-Man issue number 38 and find out together, shall we? So, despite being a Spider-Man comic, this story couldn't be more about J. Jonah Jameson if it tried, and you know what? I'm totally okay with that. Spencer has done a great job picking up what Chip Zdarsky did, having Peter actually share his secret identity with Jonah and completely changing their relationship. Because of this revelation, Jonah's actually been nicer to the webhead than he ever has been before, which sadly ended up actually being a major career deterrent for him. He lost his Rush Limbaugh-esque radio show, and now, hard up for employment, he's decided to take an invitation from Nora Winters to join her at a brand new online news outlet she's involved with. It's called TNM, get it? Like TMZ, only it stands for Threats and Menaces. Actually, wait, what does TMZ stand for? Something miles out of... Really, I didn't know that. Right off the bat, Jonah has a problem with how this place is run. It's supposed to be a place of news, damn it, but I see millennials with scraggy beards, riding scooters, drinking flavored coffees with their piercings. Also, what do you mean you recruited a bunch of college students, paid them next to nothing, and gave them no benefits? That's deplorable. That's exactly what I did to Peter Parker for years, isn't it? Okay, yep, I see it now. What do they actually do at Threats and Menaces? Well, they write superhero clickbait articles, of course. 5 reasons why Captain America is still secretly a member of Hydra. As Nora explains the way the business model works, people who hate Captain America, mostly his own bored supervillains, will share that article ad nauseum without actually reading it, because people only read headlines nowadays anyway. And then the people who love Captain America, here personified by a bored Winter Soldier, will repost the article and try and debunk it, and they'll keep sharing it, and the ad revenue will go up, and we will control the algorithm. It's empty, baseless, borderline libelous content, and we learned it all from watching you, J. Jonah Jameson. You are our patron saint of bullshit. Jeez, it's like, take a seat, Kindred. You're not going to be able to top these evil new Spider-Man villains. Speaking of Spider-Man, what's he doing right now? Well, it appears that he's robbed a bank, which naturally Threats and Menaces is absolutely swooning over. Oh, the articles they'll be able to write. Jonah refuses to believe that this situation is as easy as it looks, and because he definitely wants to show these damn kids how a real newsman works, getting his hands dirty, he decides to rush on out on one of their scooters to go and find Spider-Man himself. As we soon discover from Spider-Man, this bank robbery was actually part of a covert SHIELD operation set up by Spider-Man's sister, Teresa. The bank was actually a front for a group called Pluto, a group of dirty money washers and not Mickey Mouse's faithful dog. You may have heard of them if you had read that Black Cat annual from not too long ago. It seems that before the Chameleon got himself arrested, he stashed a bunch of his stolen SHIELD tech in that bank, and now Spider-Man is gone to get it back. Unfortunately, washing dirty money is a very profitable business because Pluto is able to afford a bunch of high-powered weapons and their own personal helicopter to give chase to Spider-Man in. Elsewhere in the city, we see the Foreigner, the current love interest of the still-recovering Silver Sable, has gone to a special supervillain casino called The Palace. Here, the costumed and the superpowered can lay down bets on whatever kind of game of chance they want, including superhero battles, yeah. You got superhero versus superhero odds, superhero versus problems they made, even the occasional superhero versus supervillain. Granted, those bets aren't too popular. What's really popular, though, is laying down money and placing bets on the minutia. How much collateral damage will Spider-Man cause? Will he save anyone in the process? What kind of quip is he going to use? Well, you can bet on it. That's exactly what the Foreigner does. Unfortunately, the house ends up taking all of his money when Spider-Man is saved from a rocket attack by Jonah on his scooter. After that, mopping up the Pluto guys is easy enough. Jonah demands to know what Spider-Man is doing. Did you need money, son? Why did you rob that bank? Only for Spider-Man to be forced to come clean to Jonah. Needless to say, it's been a little weird for Peter to be this honest with a guy who made so much of his early years hell, but now it seems that Jonah really wants to help. The only problem is that Jonah's helping may actually have been worse than his hindering. You see, Jonah takes the information that Spider-Man gave him about being on a special SHIELD mission and then goes and writes an article about it. Oh, Spider-Man gets his name cleared and it's a wildly popular article for Threats and Menaces, but now Teresa and the remnants of SHIELD are mad at Spider-Man for having loose lips as the comic comes to a close. And so that was the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 38, everybody, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this issue. I think it plays to a lot of Nick Spencer's strengths and, really really gives me what I wanted out of a Spider-Man book written by him. For starters, Spencer wrings a ton of comedy gold out of J. Jonah Jameson trying to acclimate himself to the modern news industry while also being kind of critical about how he's been in the past. I also joked in the past about Nora possibly being Kindred, but honestly, if she's sticking around and she's already a little bit evil, wouldn't that be an interesting twist? I've always been a fan of these slower, more down-to-earth, more character-focused Spider-Man type of stories. It's definitely the cure that ails me from the bigger Doctor Doom stuff before. I'd give this one an 8.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time, everyone, I've been Cape Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.